Cowherd, has this series irrevocably damaged Westbrook's reputation?
No, I think it's altered it. I think if you're a critical thinker as a basketball fan, GM, owner, coach, player, he has one made field goal in the last 3 fourth quarters. One, as the MVP. We'd crush LeBron over that. We'd crush Durant. When you're the MVP, the microscope, the intensity, the focus kind of burrows in. He has struggled in the last 2 years in fourth quarters. Now, is he the NASCAR driver that's got pedal to the metal and wears himself out? Is it a coaching issue? But you cannot watch Westbrook in this series. One made basket in the last 3 games. By the way, it's not like Ricky Rubio is Tony Allen. It's not like this is one of the all-time, great backcourt defenses. You have to at least critically...
What are you doing? There's music playing and there's a grave. Dance on his grave. Why are you trying to back up now when you've been proven right? He has been damaged, and he's not recovering from this damage. He has taken a dump on his MVP trophy. He's taken a dump on the triple-double and his whole legacy. Again, Russell Westbrook, at this point, you were right, and I'm going to take it a step further. He is the Terrell Owens of basketball. Great individual talent, but he's quirky and kooky. He got caught up in Ricky Rubio.
Yes.
And got 4 fouls in the first half. It's one of the dumbest things that we've ever seen in playoff basketball. It's time for you to dance on his grave. Don't get soft now.
I'm not getting soft. I never bought into him. It's almost how I felt about Iverson. I was watching a unique transformational talent. I didn't think it was winning basketball. I didn't think winning players ever wanted to play.
The guy may be kicked out of this next game, Colin.
No.
This is some of the dumbest.
Yes.
From the Rubio thing to stepping on the court here during this altercation. This is your reigning MVP or your previous MVP doing dumb things in the playoffs.
Yes.
Dance on his grave. And if these guys try to stop you, I'm going to back you up.
Low-key, Steven Adams is on the court, too, if you look over there. So
the reigning MVP?
That's two can. No, he's not. But his reputation is not damaged. I don't think it's damaged. Okay, he's not in control of guys missing shots. They go 5 of 26 from 3, right? 5 of 26 from 3. He only took 3 of them. So all the other shots, that's on his teammates. He's a guy. Let me tell you this.
Said one
in the last 2 years
in the fourth quarter,
and Melo has 4 points in the fourth quarter.
Melo's a shot fighter.
You need him. Listen, you talk about,
Melo.
I'm not comparing him to Melo, but you need your teammates to make shots when you pass them the basketball. Now, they're 54-16 in the last 2 years, including the playoffs, when he gets a triple-double. You hate when he gets a triple-double.
I don't hate it. I just don't give it much value.
But if he's 54-16 when he gets a triple-double, his team needs him to get a triple-double. He needs to be as active as possible and not be so passive and letting other guys get more shots than him or more attempts or control the game more than him.
If matter, okay, then go get one. He didn't take a shot in a fourth quarter 2 games ago. We would destroy other players for doing that.
Kobe did it before.
Not a shot?
End of the day,
Kobe did it before.
it's a
we crushed it.
one bad game in the playoffs, and they're a bad matchup for them. Period, point
Why?
blank. That team, OKC, is built to beat the champs. That's why they built them. The personnel to beat is to go after Golden State. But Utah is a surprise because they're a great team on offense with movement and a great team on defense. Period, point blank. That's what it is. They're a bad matchup for OKC because they move the ball and there's no ISO basketball, and they can't guard that type of team. And Russ had one bad game, but his legacy is not damaged by no means. He just had a bad game in one of the hardest places to play in Utah. That is one of the hardest environments to have a great performance.
By the way, Michael Jordan didn't have a problem playing there. LeBron hasn't had a problem. LeBron is great in Boston. That's one of the hardest places to play.
But Michael didn't play that type of game. They're a young team right now. They're a young, energetic team for the city.
Talking about Utah.
Utah's a young, energetic team. Michael played the Karl Malone at the end of his career. I don't even give him that much credit.
Teams dominated veterans in the playoffs.
But this is not a championship
coaching.
team.
Same thing that happened with Boston last year. Don't you say Brad Stevens is one of the great coaches? Right? And they had, what was their team they had last year? A young team that was up and coming. They win. They get the number 1 seed in the East. A very good coach. Quinn Snyder coaching circles around Billy Donovan.
Brad Stevens was a great coach. But when he faced LeBron, they crushed him.
Well, I mean, that's
Okay,
LeBron, though.
Westbrook-
hold for
Bad-
one second.
bad coaching.
Dahntay, you're one of the smartest players to play in the league. And this man just did some of the dumbest
He
things
did.
in basketball last night.
But players
it's
do some things.
indefensible.
It's not. No. I'm not defending. I'm just saying people make mistakes. He had one bad day at the office. It doesn't define.
He's had a
career.
bad playoff series.
You talking about the 4 fouls, right?
Yeah.
That's on coaching. Once he picks up his second foul,
be out of the
you
game.
like, okay, I can take you out the game, but I trust you maybe not to pick up the third. You pick up that third foul, there is no way
Eddie.
you're supposed to be in the game to pick up your fourth in the first half. There's no way.
He's
That's
the
going on
reigning
coaching.
MVP. He's 10 years into the league. This isn't a child. This is a grown-ass man.
Everybody in there
who
is a
talks
grown
smack
man.
before the game. I'm going to shut down Ricky Rubio, and then shuts himself down, and then
By the way-
jeopardizes himself
by the
for
way,
the next game.
and what-
This is
what-
indefensible.
by the way,
And this
what-
is damaging.
What really creates clarity is that you got Westbrook, this 10-year veteran, and then you have this rookie Donovan Mitchell. Here's Donovan Mitchell, who sounds like a 10-year veteran after the game. Listen to Donovan Mitchell.
You know, I said this morning, we're not really worried about one individual comment. I think if we get caught up in that, it takes us out of our own game. And our play shield tonight, we were just focused on each other and making the right plays when we needed to.
He's the rookie. Westbrook's making guarantees.
He gave the PC comment.
Everybody's cut different.
However, but that's the way that they play. They play as a team and as a unit. That's
All
their
right,
style of play.
Let me put him on the spot, Colin. Let me put. Will he learn anything from this? Will we see a smarter Russell Westbrook moving forward?
I think so. I give him the benefit of the doubt because he's so talented and he's our reigning MVP. I give him the benefit. I think he can have a performance to right this wrong. I think he has the ability to.
No.
Not
It's gotta be
not too many people.
performances.
Not
It's
too,
an
but you
essence at the end of that.
take one game at a time. You do not take the whole load.
It's like this here, man. You could reel in what he does, right? I'd much rather have a guy like Russ who's a little bit over the top and say, hey, man, come on, reel it in a little bit. We need to calm down. Then have a guy that we're looking like, where I'm trying to light a fire on it and have him get somewhere that he can't get to. So I believe he's able to reel it back.
Nobody
He
wants
will
to
reel it
coach
back.
him. No one wants to play with him moving forward. And he'll get some guys, but
To a guy who might be enjoying Westbrook's fall from grace, Kevin Durant, his old teammate. Before last night's game, Durant liked a comment on Instagram that blamed Westbrook for KD's departure from OKC. But after the media noticed, Durant told reporters, it was just an accident. Whitlock, this is hardly KD's first social media accident. Do you think less of KD because of it?
actually I do. And the reason why, because he won't own it. He didn't like playing with Westbrook. He thinks Westbrook was the reason they didn't reach their potential. Just own it. Don't make excuses. Don't lie. Because again, when you deny Russell Westbrook the truth, and that's my problem with these two here, they want to deny Westbrook the truth. That's why he won't improve. Players cape up for this guy constantly. I was guilty of it. He needs to be hit smack in the mouth with the truth. You're the problem.
Well, here, I'll say this about KD. What KD is doing is, and how old's KD, 30? He's a young man. He's doing what 40-year-olds do, 50-year-olds, and 60-year-olds do when they get a divorce. They want to make sure everybody hears their side of the story. I mean, okay, like what KD is saying is, I told you he was a little crazy, and he liked something on Instagram. This is human nature. When you have a relationship, and by the way, it's like a Hollywood relationship. It's public. You know, the garbage man gets divorced, nobody in the world knows. You get a public divorce, KD Westbrook, KD's just making sure everybody knows. Did you guys watch that game last night? You see that? That's what I was playing with.
Kicking the whites down. Like, KD was being a troll.
That's all he did.
He was being a troll. He was being an internet troll. Like that's what he was being at that point in time.
Makes you think less of KD?
No, he's showing you that he's just like everyone else. And he's not trying to be unnormal. He's not trying to, he likes Instagram. He likes the pettiness of things. He's absorbed
Millennial.
with. Yeah, right. He's absorbed with everything that's going on Instagram, and he just is a normal individual who does normal things. And he was enjoying kicking Westbrook while he was down.
I don't think less of him. I just think he needs to stand on it. If you did it, just be like, you know what? Yeah, I did it. So what? It's time now. You know, it's time now. They had their riffs in games where they go back and forth with each other. If you want to troll him on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, just say, yeah, I did it. You know, he made the fake account the one time. Okay. You know what I mean? And then he has this and said, this is an accident. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, man.
You guys played in the game. Do you believe last night that KD's friends in the league were texting him? They're like, Westbrook, you were right. I bet you. Do you think KD last night? Because that was a.
So who was that? Melo and Paul George texting KD?
All I know is if I'm Kevin Durant,
right.
Only guy happier than me last night was Kevin Durant. He was vindicated. It's like, this is what I was talking about.
They might have been on the same level.
It helps his stance of saying, you know what, this is why I came here.
Right.
Like he can stand on that. Right. And he can say, yeah, I wasn't wrong for making that.
KD is like you. He's afraid to dance on the grave. And again, now is the time, and that's why I'm getting KD, man up, man. If you want to be out here in this public figure and talking and be the man, own what you think and what you say. I think it would help Westbrook if people would quit lying to him. Billy Donovan, Mo Cheek sitting over there lying to him. The whole organization lying to him. Paul George, Carmelo. Russell Westbrook needs an intervention.
I totally agree. My whole point with him has always been I've never bought into it. So, like, dancing on the grave would almost be bullying because I've been banging on Westbrook for 2 years because I think in clutch moments I don't trust him.
You made a good point. I think it lies in he needs to be bumped down a position. I think he needs a guy to make decisions for his team. I think he needs a point guard. I think he needs to be pushed to the 2 like Donovan Mitchell is pushed to the 2 because Donovan Mitchell is not running the show. He has Ricky Rubio making decisions and making plays for him rather than him have to run a team. And I think if Russ pushed to the 2, I think he'd be in a better situation.
I feel you on that, but Russ can't shoot the 3 like Donovan Mitchell. I don't think he's that dynamic of a scorer like a Donovan Mitchell. It would be good to have him at times take a break from the point guard position and let him run the wing so he's not always having the ball. Let some other guys get to touch it a little bit. But Jay Whitlock, you cold-blooded, man. He talking about dance, so he want people to dance on people's graves.
And I want to help him.
He said dance on their grave, though.
Tell him the damn truth.